Thought I tried to do this recap in the van. Why not? Be a little different. I didn't feel like writing a lot. Was trying to do a blog the other night. I was just like, I don't know, writing it out just seems a little too much for me right now. So talking it out seems a little bit easier to do, albeit I'm not used to it, but we'll make it work. And I didn't bring a mic, so obviously we'll see how this actually even ends up. So tour with JER and an insignificant other, INSIGGY, as I will refer to them from here because I can't really talk, was really good. I have no complaints about the tour. It was set up really well. One person I forgot to thank in the big Instagram post was Brent, the tour manager. Had never really dealt with a tour manager before because we've never been on a support slot for a tour that wasn't booked by ourselves. So Brent held everything down as far as letting us know information beforehand, getting us all the info, flyers, ticket sales as they were going in such an organized way before the tour even happened. And then on the tour, made sure we were getting paid, made sure we had all the set times and stuff in this app that we had never used before, well before the day of the show. And that was awesome. We were so used to DIY stuff just being Instagram group chat, and nothing against that or anything, but it was nice to have stuff really laid out and just pre-agreed upon. We didn't roll into any city confused on what was going on. So it's something I really appreciate a lot, and hopefully can take on to our own stuff whenever we get around to doing another one of our own tours, or just hopefully on another support tour someday. So shout out to that. Really thankful for JER and INSIGGY having us out. We don't sound like them, and I think JER knew that going in. That's why a lot of the local support was just as diverse as the tour package was. Really thankful for that. I think it really means a lot to us to be able to tour on a package like that for our first support tour, because to be honest, a lot of the progressive post-hardcore scene doesn't seem to give a shit about us. We have our friends, and everybody has their friends, but I'm talking about the elders that are supposed to help newcomers go out. Not that we really want them to, but it was just something that never happened. We don't need it now, for sure, but it never happened before. So very grateful that JER is the one that was able to make that happen for us. First day in Philly was great. 856 was there again, Sonny from 856. So we got another one coming. This one will be without David, which was the unfortunate thing. He wasn't able to make the show. So we played with bass on tracks for that one. So you'll get to see Pulses in an entirely different light, whether that be on tracks into a click and without David, which is just odd. Pros and cons to it, but it is what it is, and Sonny is there to document shit, so been documented now. But great first show. Felt really good about things. Shaking off the rust was pretty solid. Playing them phones with JER the first time, and every time after that was super awesome. We love a good collaboration, and to have a instrumental collaboration under our belts, like off the fly, because we didn't practice that with them. They know they're that good of an instrumentalist, and we did all right. And they threw down and succeeded, and we're super grateful for it. But have an instrumentalist feature go off so well without a hitch live is just really cool. So that was pretty high on our list of things, just like a lot of other things on this tour. Baltimore was great. Baltimore being closest that we had to a hometown show. A lot of people showed out. A lot of friends, a lot of friend bands, a lot of just good people in the room. Speaking of people in the room, JER's crowds were always so receptive of us. You could tell that some people didn't know who we were or what we were about, but it seemed like by the end of each set that we played, people were rocking with us, and that's really cool. But Baltimore was great. We got to do Loafers with the White Sox with Hansel from Nightlife for the first time. Probably might be the last time for a while, unless we get another show with them. Then maybe we have to bring it out again. We're pretty much only going to play Loafers if one of the three dudes is there. It's not going to work otherwise. So we got to knock that out as another first on this tour. And it was cool to play a venue that I've been patronizing for years. I never thought we'd be there, but it's nice to be here. So that's another one. I'm trying to think of anything else specific about that one. Well, for the last two shows, both of those shows, we had a friend, Sierra, who flew out from Seattle, I believe. So that is literally the other side of the country to see us play twice. That's incredible. We are truly grateful, and it was great to hang out with her through those couple days. And it really goes to show that some of y'all need to put your money where your mouth is, because a lot of y'all West Coast people are like, yo, why don't you come over here and play? And it's like, it costs us a lot of money to get over there, a lot of money to get 4 dudes and a bunch of gear over there, or we'd have to rent gear when we're out there. But either way, it's still 4 dudes. Why don't you be one person and fly the fuck out if you're really about it? This is a joke, but it could not be a joke. And Sierra made it not a joke, and it was awesome for it. So there's truth in humor, as they always say. So that's how I feel about that. But anyway, great 2 shows so far on this recap. If we go into the next day, well, actually, let me not do that. Let me just re-shout out Adam, our friend, for hosting us multiple nights on this tour, cooking food for us, just giving us a place to stay where we felt comfortable. And I truly think that that really helped push things along. You're not freaking out about a hotel or who's staying in the hotel or where you're going to go or how safe the area is. I knew we could post up, put our van in one of his parking spots, and we'd be good for that day. And so that's something we do not take for granted at all and are truly thankful for. So with that, we went up to Connecticut for the first time. Never went up that way, period. I've never been to Connecticut. Now I can check that off my map. But I will say that was a really cool show too. Space Ballroom is a really cool venue. I really dug it. I would love to go back. Seemed like a lot of people there were enjoying us. I think it was the least turnout of the tour, but it didn't matter in the least. Pun not intended there. But I would say it was a really cool listener that gave us a note and some Cheez-Its, which was a really heartfelt note, and I really enjoyed that. It meant a lot to me. Helped me contextualize everything that I had been going through that day, because personally for that one, that was probably my worst show of tour, just my playing ability. But reading that note after just reset me and just made me realize you can only beat yourself up so much because somebody else, their interpretation of what you do is bound to be different than how you feel about yourself. So just really, I don't know, really good moment, I think, at least for me personally. I'm not trying to speak for everybody else, but try to keep this recap pretty contained to how I feel. Really cool shows so far, those 3. So if we move from that, we stayed at our friend Chaw's house. He plays in a few different acts, most notably Destination Dimension and Fall 50 Feet. Real cool dude. Very grateful for his space. He has this kick-ass house that's actually a hexagon, and there's a perch tower that I guess you can hunt or defend yourself from zombies or some shit. But it was really cool. Just another place to be able to stay safely and comfortably with people that give a shit about us, and I'm very thankful for him. After that was Albany, or no, let me not skip the breakfast. The breakfast was crazy good. We had poutine, I think that's how you say it, or poutine, whatever. You can grill me on that, whatever. But shit was banging. I had a breakfast poutine, and it was great. Love the gravy and all that. But that was probably the best we ate on tour, I think, outside of Adam making food. That was probably also the best we ate on tour. But the best we ate from somebody that wasn't a friend of ours. And it was great. Had a good moment that day. So maybe I'll put the tweet up first. To Albany after that to finish out the JER and INSIGGY portion of our touring. It was a great last show. Again, I feel like I fumbled up a little bit on the beginning of the show, but we ended strong and nobody cared otherwise. So what's to complain about? It was great having our friend Canada out for these last couple shows as well, because she had always said, yo, why aren't you up in our area? And I'm like, well, now we are. And then she came through and hung out at both shows. So you can do these things if you really want to, just saying. But Albany was a great close. It felt like we had finally got to know the folks in the JER band and INSIGGY, and we were really vibing, but we had to split. But Instagrams were exchanged, Twitters were followed, and hopefully we run into them at some point. I would love that. Or maybe just tour again, or we'll figure it out. But I'm glad to call those people friends now. I hope they feel the same. Zeta came through. They were supposed to be on the tour, but had to drop and accepted a different tour that was playing in the upper room same night, ironically. So it was nice to see them show some love for the package that never was. Kingdom Hearts 2 reference or something like that. The tour package that never was. I was supposed to make it right, but I made it successfully. So if I recall correctly, I was talking about Albany. I was talking about Zeta coming through. I don't know. I guess honestly, that's pretty much the whole tour. I think I covered it pretty good before that cut. I would say that I'm just generally happy with how that went. And I say, I'm talking just the JER and INSIGGY part of it. because we're not done. But those 4 days were awesome, an awesome 4 days. I have no true complaints. Everything went really well. We only locked the keys in the van once, and we got them out within 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So that's awesome. Thank you, JER. Thank you, INSIGGY. Thank you, everybody that came out to the shows. Thank you, every local band that played. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Cha. Thank you, Canada. If I didn't thank you specifically, I just forgot. I have a bad brain, but I love everybody that I spoke with across tour. Moving on, we drove from Albany down to Adams again overnight. Listen to the Cocaine Mix 5 a.m. edition if you want to feel that. You shouldn't. So we did that to get down to Richmond to end off With Sails Ahead and Space Weather's Sails in Space tour alongside Fellowship. So it was just a bunch of homies playing music. Fellowship unfortunately had to do an acoustic set, but it was awesome. I was very happy with it, honestly. And we probably played the best set we might have ever played, period. Honestly. Just very locked the fuck in. The tracks were on, we were on. I cannot complain about that set. It made everything feel even more awesome than it already was. And it was already pretty awesome. So, getting to see What Sails Ahead again, getting to see Space Weather again, definitely fabulous, and we're super grateful for everybody that came through. Jack Benson came through, Sean from Calling Down Fire, hadn't seen him in a little bit. Emmy came through, she's always been down with us the whole time, and it's just always nice to see her. Just a lot of good people, and it was a great way to close off 5 shows in a row. It just felt really good, so I'm grateful. Next day, after recuperating a little bit, we popped up to Emo Night, where What Sails Ahead was doing a guest set, as well as Shane Told from Silverstein. And that was sick, to get to hang out with Sails Ahead the whole night in my domain, because that's my side hustle from the band, and to hang out with Shane Told in a totally casual, not dick ridey sort of way. Obviously, we talk about some of the things that he's experienced over the years of being in Silverstein, and talked about their new music and what they're working on, but it felt really cool to just shoot the shit with somebody with no real pretense other than we're here to just party. So that was really cool. It was definitely another landmark moment for me to be able to say, just hung out with Shane Told, and that was it, really. We had a great emo night. It was really fun. What Sails Ahead set went off. They got some of their merch stolen, which kind of fucking sucked, and I'm pretty offended by that. It sucks that an event that I was a part of had that happen, but shout out to Aaron, I believe, one of the listeners, mutual listeners since Pulses and What Sails Ahead, who helped recuperate the lost money for that. So it's very kind of him to do so, and it's those kinds of gestures that keep the community going. So it's very nice. But I think that was a perfect end to an awesome week of touring. So thankful to Carlos and Adam and Taylor for being a part of the squad for Emo Night with me, and thankful that What Sails Ahead and Shane could come out to hang out with us. My phone ran out of space, so I'm gonna just make this real quick because I don't know how long it's got. Anyway, thanks to anybody who I talked to on that tour, at that Emo Night, the whole time. I'm just so thankful for such a good set of days doing what I love to do, and I want to continue to do this for as long as I can possibly do this. So here's to the next tour, whenever that may be, with whoever that may be, but I hope they're cool people, just like all the cool people that I already know, and I'll see y'all out there. I still got 20 minutes to go to drop this van off. Shout out to Chris Works. And I'm going to listen to music the rest of the way. So, see ya. Goodbye.